All right, you know what it is. Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation. Back at it at live hiphopdaily.tv. I have my guest in the building finally. How you doing, Tamara?
I'm good. How are you? First, you gotta say my name right.
Did I say it wrong again? I told you.
Saying it wrong.
How is it?
It's Tamara.
Tamara. You know what? When we first spoke, I told you about that. I'm like, I know people with your same name, and it's almost like which one to do. Tamara.
Tamara.
Tamara Shealey is in the building. How you doing, Tamara?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, one, thank you for bringing chicken. For people who don't know, she actually came into the building with gifts, and we love people who bring out gifts, and she brought Popeyes. So.
I told you I was country. You didn't believe me.
I didn't believe you. I didn't think you were that country.
I'm country.
I didn't believe that one was about to happen. Well, Tamara,
yes,
please tell us, who are you? Who is Tamara Shealey?
Ooh, I am Tamara Johnson Shealey.
Tamara Johnson Shealey. Who is Tamara Johnson?
I'm a mom.
Yes.
I have two sons, 15 and 19.
Yeah.
I'm married. Jim, hey babe. And I'm a candidate for the Georgia State Senate.
Yes, you are. And
yes.
You know what? Thankfully that you do have two sons, because you weren't turned off by the music when you walked in here.
This was light compared to sometimes what's going on in my house. So this was good.
I believe you, man. All right, but I know a little bit about you. Most people do not know about how you got to where you are, to where you're running for a Georgia State Senate seat. So speak to us, I guess, about how you got into, well, first start off about how you got to the Concerned Beauty Professionals organization, and how that went to you actually running for politics.
Well, I was a nail tech for 18 years.
I was going to ask what your specialty was.
Yeah.
I need to get my nails done. To be
I don't do those anymore, but I owned a salon for 10 years, and I actually did services for 18.
Okay.
And then I started watching my industry politically, and I realized that not only was this the problems that we were having in my industry, it wasn't just my industry, it was my community, it was my state, it was the world, and I realized how politics affect everything. Yeah. And I didn't realize it until it started hitting me in my industry.
Yeah, let's understand. Yeah. Well, that industry is huge, I believe, in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like what was it like, I guess, what was it like trying to bring together people in such an organization? Because again, you talk about a business or a occupation that's very much independent. Yeah. What was it like trying to bring people together?
It's been a task. I started two organizations on the heels of me watching my industry politically. I started the Concerned Beauty Professionals,
yes,
and I started Politics Beauty. The Concerned Beauty Professionals is where we address health, safety, and sanitation issues that plague the industry.
Okay.
And then Politics Beauty is our legislative arm, where we address the policy nationwide that affects the industry. So trying to get my industry to understand the magnitude of policy, it's literally like teaching us a brand new language, because we're artists. We want to color and cut, and it's all about the art of doing hair and nails and skin, and it's politics and policy is not part of our vocabulary.
Yeah, and I would also assume just trying to wrangle people together, because so many people don't have storefronts. They'll do a lot in their house, or it'll be a lot,
Well, we don't advocate for those people.
Hey, well, keep it real.
Licensed beauty professionals.
I was gonna, you got to keep it real, because there is a difference. You know what I mean? Yeah. So licensed beauty professionals.
Yeah, those that have taken it so serious that they went to school or took got some sort of apprenticeship and became licensed to do this thing right, not kitchen titians.
Well, we have that conversation a lot here when it comes to cannabis professionals. There are a lot of people who are just doing stuff in the kitchen, and you're not a professional.
Yeah,
get your licenses.
Get your license. Do it right.
Do it right, man. All right. So how did you go from that to wanting to run for office? Like, what made you want to make that jump?
Oh, I didn't choose it. I absolutely did not choose to run.
And this is the part of the story I love, because I actually know this one. Go.
Yeah. So I was at the Capitol advocating for my industry, and I was sitting there. I was talking to I make friends with the janitors, the secretaries, the security. I'm an all around kind of person. So I was talking to a secretary, and she said to me, "We need somebody to run in your district." And when she said it to me, literally my heart almost started beating out of my chest, and my phone rang at the same time, and I jumped up and I said, "Well, I'll be back," and I ran outside, and it was my sister, and I told my sister, I said, "This lady just said something to me, and my heart won't stop beating." It made me so nervous. So I calmed down, and that whole week, literally, I tossed and I turned, and then that Sunday I called my sister again, and in tears this time, and I'm like, I cannot shake this. So I knew it was a calling on me to put myself out there politically and run for office. So it wasn't something that I chose. I know I was chosen to do this.
Okay, and this wasn't your first time running for this. Well, this net right now isn't your first time running for this seat. Speak about your first run. You weren't that far off. Like, you still haven't been that. You're not that far off even now. So you know what I mean. So speak to us about that first run. And I guess, what did you learn during that first run, and what are you taking into this campaign that you learned from there?
Oh my gosh, that first run, you don't really know what you're doing. You're just kind of like winging it. I'm still learning the process. I'm still learning the people, and that was the biggest part for me, is learning the players, because there's players on both sides, Democrats and Republicans, and you kind of have to know the game and know the players, and you know who where the power structure is, who you reach out to, who you don't. So I learned a lot in 2014, and in 2014 I did have a primary, won my primary, and that gave me so much like inspiration.
I bet it did.
I won a primary, and I became the Democratic candidate in 2014, but got to the general, and that's when I got 37%. But as a no-name candidate, no money, nobody knew me, 37% felt really good to me, and I felt like I knew I was going to run again. So 2016 rolls around. I did not have a primary in my 2016 run, but get to the general in 2016 and get almost 44%. So to be now less than 7% away from taking this thing is phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
So I bet you your opponent is probably all the way over you at this moment.
I'm never going away from him. Like, you won't get rid of me. I'm not a quitter. There's nothing about me that says quit. You figure it out. You stumble, you fall, you fail. You get up, you dust it off. But they say dust your shoulders off, and you keep it moving.
And you got to in politics. I mean, it's one of them things where you can't have a thin skin. You just got to be ready to bounce back at moment's notice, pretty much.
Yeah.
So District 40, what is that? Like, who do you represent with District 40?
Okay, District 40 is all of North DeKalb County. It is the North Lake Tucker area. It is Dunwoody. It is Dorville, Brookhaven, Chamblee. It's everything north of La Vista Road in DeKalb County.
You're close to me, but not too close so I can vote for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's also in Gwinnett, and that's Peachtree Corners, and over in Fulton is Sandy Springs. So the district is relatively large.
Yeah, that is large. You're actually very close to me too. That's very large.
Yeah.
So and that's a huge district, and that's a lot of different groups of people too that you have to reach out to. What's your I guess outreach like, as far as trying to reach out to so many different groups of people and try to get them to understand what your message is and why you're running? Well,
the district is very diverse, and it's been trending Democratic for quite a while. Even before my run and with my run, it's been trending more and more Democratic. And the communities it's Asian, it's Latino, it's African Americans, it's a large Caucasian population, but the numbers are there democratically to turn this district blue. It actually is part of the 6th congressional district race, that Big John Ossoff race. So that Senate district sits inside of it. The reddest part of that 6th congressional district up in the Cobb County area is not in my district. So those are numbers that I'm not trying to get. So I'm really concentrating on those Democratic numbers, because they're there. Those communities are there. The numbers are actually there. It's just getting people out. And you got to have a message, and you got to be a messenger. Okay,
I had a chance to work during the John Ossoff campaign, so I had a chance to see that whole situation happen. You know what I mean? And that was a lot of good energy out there, and I'm really sad that he lost. But how's the Democratic Party been helping you as far as in your race, or if they have been helping you? You know what I mean? Because like you say, they're very close to trending blue, and I would think that that's something that the Democrats would want to have like all hands on deck to try to help change.
You know what? I'm always hopeful with the Democratic Party. I really am. I'm always hopeful that they will get behind their candidates. When they see people that are passionate and they see people that are driven, I'm always hopeful that they will get behind their candidates and do the right thing. I just keep hope alive.
And we're gonna keep hope alive, because it's one of those things that we really need to see more of. You know what I mean? Like I'm, again, having a little background where I have been in the field and I have been able to work for a lot of organizations, including the Georgia Democrats. I would love to see them get more active when it comes to people like yourself who are running, because if you really want to see this trend blue, it's not going to happen because you find one candidate and you throw a bunch of money behind it. You know, it's a process. So I definitely hope that they do get behind you. What makes you feel like you're that much better than your rival when it comes to the Senate seat? Oh my God,
he's not. He's not the nicest man.
No.
You know, he's made some very derogatory statements about early voting. Back in 2014, he talked about, you know, communities bringing the church buses to the polls to vote. You know, he was not a proponent for that Sunday voting that was happening, and in South, and particularly in South DeKalb. He said he'd rather see more educated voters. So, you know, he's not inclusive of, and you know, DeKalb County is, you know, I wrote a blog just recently about the North and South divide in DeKalb County. And literally, when you drive north into my district, there is a significant difference between the economy on the north side versus the economy on the south side.
Yes,
I mean, you can see the racial divide is there, the educational divide is there, the economic divide is there. And we need to start being more inclusive, and that's something that he has not done. He has not included all of DeKalb into his decision making. He's included just his district. And as a state senator, it's your responsibility to think about everybody. It's not just me representing my district in 40. It's me representing you in your district, and representing him in his district. It's me representing all of Georgia and making decisions that's best for all of us, not just some of us. So that's the difference between he and I.
Okay, and you're actually fairly close this round. Like you say, we're trying to get just 7% more.
7% more.
What do you think you have to do to bring out that 7%? Like, have you targeted who you think those people are?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay.
I have, and I realize, you know what? There's communities inside of my district that are so, you know, they're not represented. They're not heard. Their voices, you know, their issues, they're not recognized. So you know what? Those are the people where I'm gonna go into those communities. I'm gonna be that voice, and I'm going to speak for everybody. Like I said, not just some people. I'm going to speak for all people. So the numbers are there, and I'm going to make sure I'm authentically who I am, and I want them to know that I am your messenger. I hear your message, and I will deliver it, and I can make it happen.
Yeah, let me tell you, one group of people we need to get voting is this younger block of people. You know, like 18 to 21, and you do have a son. You should. Are you making them active out here, man? Make sure they get their friends, man. Snapchat this. Go vote for my mama.
My son is like not letting me get on Snapchat. I'm like, you're gonna let me get on Snapchat,
really?
But he won't let me get on Snapchat.
Are you serious? we literally taught D. Dawkins Hagler how to use Snapchat live on air.
D, I need to learn how to use Snapchat.
Oh, we can teach you. Are you serious? Yo, ask her. We had D. Dawkins Hagler sitting right here, and we taught her how to use Snapchat.
I gotta learn. My son is like not giving me any support here.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, you got to start helping your mom out, man. We need you to get on Instagram, make some posts.
I'm on Instagram, but he's not. He's like, Mom, I'm not teaching you Snapchat. Like, it's exclusively theirs. I'm like, but your mom can do so much for your generation. Like, but he's not trying to hear not Snapchat.
Well, he might not. He's gonna have to hear it soon, because I think tonight we're gonna download you an app,
awesome,
and we're gonna get you on Snapchat, because that's what we do at CashColorCannabis podcast. We help politicians do politician stuff.
There it is. I appreciate that.
No doubt. All right, so we're gonna get back. We're gonna cut to a quick commercial break. Who I want to throw on next? Oh, let's talk about the Trade of Truth. You know, Sal's the Trade of Truth. You know, he's down in Houston. Hurricane Harvey destroyed the city for the most part, and he's been very active as far as helping people get back on their feet, getting supplies to the city and all that. So he just cut a song, a tribute for everybody who's a victim of Hurricane Harvey. It's called Trying to Figure It Out. Check out that video and some more, and we're gonna get back with Tamara Shealey.
Awesome.
Tamara Johnson Shealey, excuse me. And then we're gonna talk about decriminalization, and I guess what her plans are for decriminalization, why that's part of her platform, and who put that bug in her ear. So we're gonna be back. Cash Color Canvas Podcast, a high level of conversation on livehiphopdaily.tv.
Awesome.
All right, everybody, we back at it. Cash Color Cannabis, a higher level of conversation, back on livehiphopdaily.tv with my special guest in the building. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm well. We helped you get together with Snapchat during the break, and we're gonna before we leave this show tonight, we're gonna do a group snap. We're gonna get everybody involved, man. We're gonna be fucking up here. All right, so I told the crowd before we cut to break, that we wanted to speak to you about your decriminalization plan and what sparked that, I guess, to be part of your campaign. So I guess, who put the bug in your ear about decriminalization?
Yeah, well, I'm friends with Sharon. Sharon Rayvert.
Hey, Sharon Rayvert.
Hey, Sharon.
We're gonna have you on next week.
Normal. Yes. Yep. And she and I have been talking, and I've watched this for quite a while. Yeah. And I don't smoke. Let me tell you my story. I don't smoke. Okay. I don't drink.
Congratulations.
I'm of the Christian faith, but I totally believe that all this marijuana being illegal, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
No, especially as we have an opioid problem clearly in this country.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they want to dumb it down. You have an opioid problem clearly in this country.
Yes.
And that's from pills and that's from medicine that you can get relatively easy. You know what I mean? I can give you a story. Even when I was in high school, that was the first time I saw people really popping pills. And it was a lot of kids, they would go and get the Ritalins, the Vicodins, things like that. And what they would do is rather than take them, they would sell them. You know what I mean? Yeah, like
oh my God.
Yeah, so basically we had a little pill ring running around our school early when I was in high school. So it's not shocking to me that when I was in high school, my generation basically now has a generation full of opioid heads. You know what I mean? Because I saw it happen. That's something that you could get rather easy, where weed is illegal, and that's something that we are seeing people actually need that, whether it be for PTSD, whether it be for cancer when it comes to pain, a lot of different ailments. People actually need that. And it's a lot safer than these pills you're seeing out here.
And it's just beyond debate. I mean, we're at a point now where it's beyond debate. It's about let's legislate this. And, we have to get there, and we have to get there now. Yeah.
My biggest issue with that is there's so much money in play that it's kind of blinding people's what I think is common sense when it comes to passing these laws. A lot of you're trying to figure out who's going to get a license here and who's going to be able to have the right to do this before you think about the people who actually need this, which would be patients, which would be people on the street. So once we get to that, I mean, the money part is just too big right now, and I have good feelings for Georgia. I think the conversations we're having now between, like, even say Kwanzaa, Sharon's coming on next week. You got people like Vincent Ford who are openly about decriminalization. I think sooner than later we're actually going to see something pass. I hopefully hope that it happens October 2nd in Atlanta when Kwanzaa presents that again to the city hall. So, but I'm glad you are making that a point that you do want to see that you do want to see that happen. How did you meet up with Sharon?
Oh my gosh, Sharon, just the network of great people that I've been blessed to be around politically. Now that I'm a candidate, she's phenomenal, and the organization is phenomenal.
Sharon is. When I first met Sharon, I was so nervous. Like I was having a panel, right? And I was having a panel. It was right when I was introducing people to CashColorCannabis. So we was having this panel. Sharon was there. Rest in peace, James Bell with Georgia Care was there. My man, Coach Mike Hemsor was there. It was a great conversation. But I was so nervous about Sharon being there. And it's this is my show. One, she's white. You know what I mean? One, she's white, and my crowd.
But she is so cool. She is the coolest ever.
She's white, and I knew I was gonna have a crowd full of extremely black people. And then two, right before we started the event, somebody had told me, "Yo, you got to get this for Sharon because Sharon's real particular." So I started running around all crazy. Yeah, because that was my face when I got to know Sharon. Sharon is the least particular human being.
Yes, she's awesome.
Yeah, we had a blast. When I tell you the after party, she was the life of it.
Yeah, I partied with her, and Sharon, I could party with her all. I mean, she's fun.
Yeah, she's fun. She's fun. So I look forward to, and I'm glad that she's actually part of your campaign. So what is she going to be working? She is going to be working with you, correct?
Yeah, we actually are hosting an event on the first part of October, entitled "Moms, Marijuana, and Opioids." So this gives us an opportunity for her and I to talk about the opioid crisis and how marijuana, we can get around this, and we just need to, have smart legislation to do it.
And that's going to be October 1st?
It's the first Saturday in October.
First Saturday of October. And where's that going to be?
It's going to be at our location. It's 2408 Mount Vernon Road up in Dunwoody.
Up in Dunwoody.
Yeah, I have a campaign office, so it's up in Dunwoody.
Look at you, fancy.
I'm trying.
She got a campaign office. My bad. She ain't just out here playing with it. Well, that's great. Sharon is a great person. I definitely co-sign her. She's somebody who really can help your campaign as far as opening your base and getting some more people involved.
Yeah. I'm glad to have her. I really am.
So what are some of the other platforms that you are running on?
Oh gosh, we got to talk about education, of course. Transportation, the Democratic platform. I mean, we have work to do. Healthcare, we have work to do in Georgia. And as long as we have this trifecta where we have a Republican governor and a Republican Senate and a Republican House, I mean, we don't have a voice. I mean, we don't have a vote. They can put forth what they want and they can pass it, and they don't even have to talk to us. We need to get people elected so that we can get these votes that we need to get good legislation passed.
Yeah, and I don't want to put you. Yeah, but it goes back to the Georgia Democratic Party. You got somebody like Stacey Abrams.
Why you keep pushing me?
I'm sorry. But it goes back to them. We need you to be involved in this. You have Stacey Abrams running for governor. We have people running for mayor down here. We need this participation to happen.
We absolutely need it. I'm hopeful. I'm keeping hope alive. I'm hopeful.
I know you was at the Netroots conference. I'm pretty sure you heard a lot of people say just what I said. You know what I mean?
I've been traveling with Netroots. This is my third year, and I'm actually operates. You know, Stacey Evans was protested, and it became such a controversial thing that I don't think many people understood who Netroots was. Like, that's what they do. They demonstrate.
They're progressive.
They're
for
progressive
real.
for real. Like,
For real.
take it. I mean, I've marched with them in St. Louis. I've marched with them in Arizona around immigration. So, you know, they come to a city and they address the root of whatever the issue is. And the root here in Georgia, it really is about race. Like, we got some issues we can't get past a lot of these things that are happening because we ain't addressing it at the root.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that actually needs to happen across this country. Because I'll make a point. I feel like Donald Trump would have never got elected if he had a Southern accent. Like, if he had a Southern accent, some of them people who I grew up with in Boston, the New Yorks, the Vermonts, the Rhode Islands, they would have never said, well, he has a good point. Because the minute you heard the Southern accent, then him saying things like, Mexicans are sending over some bad hombres would have sounded a lot more racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have sounded a lot more racist if he would have sounded like Colonel Sanders. But instead, he sounded like somebody who you live next door to, so it kind of came off weird. So we're having that same problem even down here. His election empowered people to be more themselves now. So that includes a lot of Democrats. They're letting you know that they don't want you involved. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy. But you're right. With Netroots, they come through and they get to the root of the problem. That is a root of an issue here.
Yeah, it is, and we have to have these hard conversations. And you know, Netroots is still a conversation that I took a lot of slack because actually when the demonstration broke out, I wasn't in the front of it. I was kind of in the back in the room, and when I got up to the front, my spirit was like, film it. So there it is. I'm filming it. And I caught a lot of slack because people were like, were you a part of that, or you were endorsing that? No, I understood what they were doing.
Exactly.
And this is my explanation of it, and I've been very vocal about it. Stacey Evans was not protested because she was white. Stay with me. She was not protested because she was white, but because she was white, she was protested. And it was an opportunity in a space that if we hadn't done it, if Netroots hadn't done it the way they did it, it wouldn't have gotten the attention and that it needed. Yes. So it was an opportunity. It wasn't that she was white. It was an opportunity to be heard.
Yes, and again, good. I'm serious. I'm good because there needs to be a lot of changes down here, and you can't make a lot of changes as far as turning this state blue until the Democratic Party in Georgia realizes you also have an issue, and we got to get to the root of that issue.
And they're continuing to chase these white moderate voters. When those voters are gone, these people are Republicans now. They're gone, and your base now is brown. It's black. So guess what? You better have a message, like I say, and be a messenger to these people. And if you don't, we're going to continue to lose. That's the reason why we keep losing, because we're not going after our base.
You are correct. You know, and that's another reason why I wanted to have people like yourself on the show, speaking to people who watch this show and people who come out to this show, because we are the base that they need to get. You know, we are the people that you need to court, and it's now the time for you to actually do it and not just, you know, put money in an organization and say, hey, go target these people, and they don't even know how to target them. You know what I mean? Like, it's about that time you need to have people who look like you, who speak like you, who who know the people they're speaking to be in the front of these conversations. So we definitely need that. So, you know, the race, you know, this is your third time running.
Yes.
You need 7% more to win.
Yes, just 7.
So if you didn't get that 7 though, what would be the next move for you?
You know what? I'm the type of person, I don't even think like that.
Okay.
Like, I'll get there when I get there, we'll be there, and then I'll have that thought. But at this point, I'm going to get my 7%.
That makes sense.
So I don't even give thought to that side. I'm right now. I'm the type of person. I'm like razor focused. Like, I'm going to get my 7%.
That's what's up, man. How's the family feel about you running?
Oh, my husband is very political. He was actually the chairman for the Democratic Party in Gwinnett County.
Really? Oh,
So he did that for a while, and he's been political himself. He's been a city councilman up in Akron. So he's run, and he totally supports me in this process because he understands, because he's been a candidate and an elected official himself. So my kids, they thought I was crazy at first, but they see my passion in this, and they're like all behind me. So it's a good feeling to know that those 3 people like totally believe in me.
Well, I'm impressed, man. You definitely have given me the energy that makes me believe that you are somebody who's genuinely for the people of your district. So I definitely applaud you for coming by. What kind of music you listen to?
Okay, so I'm like 90s, 80s, 86 to 90 was when I was in high school. I graduated in 90, so I'm like
really?
Salt
I would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I'm knocking on 50's door.
No, I don't believe that. You see how we all looking? I don't believe that at all. But okay.
Yeah.
So you still into the '90s R&B vibe?
Oh yes. What you got for me? You got something?
Oh,
for
do
me?
we could pull up. What you want to hear? SWV. I'm so into you. What you need?
Give me some rap. Give me some rap like some. What was back in, like Salt and Pepper?
Can I pull something out? Can I hear? You know what? Now we making requests. Apparently, Herb looking like, oh shit.
He's like,
Can I hear Grand Poobah? Can I hear Grand Poobah and Mary J. Blige?
There it is.
Do you see the guests I bring out to this show, man? That is so crazy. I love to see what politicians are listening to. You know what I mean? It just kind of makes me feel like you're a normal human being.
We are normal. Very normal.
That's good. So when you find out you was listening to Salt and Pepper back there, she had a little asymmetrical.
Okay, I did. I had a Jerry curl.
Seriously?
Yeah, I had the curls until I graduated from high school. Yeah, I had the asymmetrical.
Jerry curls.
I sure did. Rock my curls.
My mama never allowed us to have Jerry curls in the house. Like,
it was a mess.
I believe it. Yeah,
I can't believe I had it for as long as I did. Like, I survived that.
Have you showed your children the Jerry curl pictures yet? Show them the struggle of keeping the juices alive in the curls.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they will. You got to sleep in a plastic bag at night. Yeah, I remember that.
You know, and that wasn't enough to tell black people to stop.
Yeah.
We got greasy hair in a bag as we sleep, just so we can make sure we look like Soul Glow when we wake up in the morning.
I did have locks though. I had locks for about 5 years back in the mid 90s, so that was a lot of fun too. But this is it for me. I'm with you. I just want to wash and go, you know, get a little line.
You see me, man. This is about that. So you know what's crazy? Do you see yourself ever possibly going back into having your own business and in nails and being a nail tech again?
You know, my son started barber school today. Did I mention that?
No, you did.
Yes, I'm so proud of him. I'm second generation beauty and barber.
Okay.
Yes, so my son started barber school on Monday, so today was his second day, and you know, I'm hopeful that he may want a barber shop, and you know, the industry is truly my heart, and it gave me the drive and the passion to be where I am today. So the industry is all still a huge part of me.
I mean, and it is, especially in the area that you was in, because again, in Atlanta, it seems like I see a lot of people of color who do it, but in reality, you don't. You know what I mean? I guess, you know, a lot of times we can be confused as to what is real and fake because if we are in Atlanta and you see so many black people doing stuff. Yeah. But you definitely need to see more people of color involved in that industry. You know what I mean? Especially as much as we spend in it. Yeah.
And you know, it was rare. You know, I came into the industry when the demographics for nail techs was shifting. Yeah. You know, American or white American nail techs or black African American nail techs, we were kind of starting to get away from it. So I kind of survived as long as I did, and the industry now just is saturated with other, you know, with a different population, but you know, it's still a part of me. It's still, you know, I still do mine at home.
Do you? Hey, do you watch Claws?
No.
You haven't watched Claws?
I haven't.
Oh, you're missing some good.
I go to bed at 10:30. You know, it's like my bedtime.
She said I go to bed at 10:30.
I do.
Girl,
at 10 o'clock, I'm taking my shower. 10:30, I'm in the bed.
You better. Well, we gotta get you home soon. Yeah, look at her. Man. We gotta get you home soon.
He probably just waking up.
Yeah, this the party show, man. We gotta get you home soon. But yeah, Claws is a very good show when it comes to that. You know, I'm big on
representation. Is that Niecy Nash?
Yeah. Yes, I'm big on representation, and when I saw her and what she was doing, I was like, you know what? You need to see more black nail techs. You know what I'm saying? Be completely honest with you. So this is dope of a show. So DVR it with your sleepy self, man.
I know. My eyes probably have bags.
Well, you know what? For knocking on 50, you look amazing. You look like you're somebody who's going to be able to run and be able to carry your district for years to come. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you making a very long, luxurious, glorious run in District 40.
Yeah, 2018 is the race. So I have a whole year to continue the campaign, and I'm out there.
All right, I know you out there, man. All right, so we're gonna cut to a video. Actually, let's see if we could find some 90s stuff for my guest tonight. Oh, we could. We do this.
What do you got for me?
Well, Herb, can we find something? Yeah. Oh, you got it right now? She said we couldn't find nothing. We got Grand Pooba, we got Mary J. I try to tell you, all my love is all I have. I'm about to hear Pooba get busy real quick. All right, man. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back, and we're gonna wrap it up with Tamara. Oh my God. Why do I keep having
Tamara.
you with so many other Tamaras and Tamaras? Give me one solid name. Like my sister's name is Andrea, and people throw me off because they call other people Andrea. Oh man, I'm sorry though. Tamara. We're gonna get back with her, and we're gonna speak about her campaign a little bit more and how you can contribute, whether your time, money, or whatever. So stay tuned. We're gonna cut to this video, and we're gonna be right back. Cash Color Cannabis, a higher level of conversation on live hiphopdaily.tv.
Awesome.
We're back at it. Cash Color Cannabis, a high level conversation on live hiphopdaily.tv. I have my guest Tamara Shealey, Tamara Johnson Shealey, I'm sorry, in the building.
Yes, you got it right.
No, we was laughing because we were discussing. She actually asked me the concept of the show, so I started telling her, and before you know it, I almost got on a high horse about how I feel about other media outlets. But just like I said, I will speak about it. The show, Cash Color Cannabis, the podcast. I designed the show to be based off one of my favorite talk shows, which is the Arsenio Hall show. I grew up watching Arsenio Hall. It was the show that made me feel like I could do almost anything. You know what I mean? Seeing a brother like that when I'm that young on TV, and like I was telling you, he could have a range of guests from Method Man, Redman to Bill Clinton. You know what I mean? All in the same, within the same week. That was dope to me. So when we're technically done with the documentary, we're in edit right now. We're shooting to make it to the Atlanta Film Festival next February. So cross your fingers for us. But when we were starting with the documentary, The Color Green, I wanted to do something I thought could add on to the conversation, because I'm like, the film is great, but there's still other things to do, and I still feel there's holes in this industry that's not being filled, especially for people of color. And I thought to myself, I would love to do a show, a podcast. I didn't want to make it overtly cannabis. I'm not going to have people smoking on air all the time, even though it has happened. I'm not going to have nobody call me a hypocrite. It has happened. But we don't have people smoke on air all the time. We don't have people constantly talking about weed. What I feel like I do is provide a show for people who do consume and people who don't consume, people who are just kind of interested in what's going on, and we entertain that crowd. And I feel like that crowd is not being even looked at. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these conferences, a lot of the shows, a lot of the things I see about cannabis, if you're not somebody who's a technical person, or you're not somebody who's knee deep in this, like as far as you're a grower or something like that, half the stuff you're listening to is going to go over your head. So it takes a me to bring out a Kwanzaa Hall or to bring out a Sharon Rayford, and we have a fun conversation versus us terpening you and you know what I mean, and versus us CBDing you to death all day. So that's the point of our show. We target people 18 to way over than that who come through here. Like I was just telling you, we got people from shirts and ties to sneakers and jeans coming through here on a regular Tuesday every week to sit down on these couches and see who we have in the show and who we have on the show this week. And it's actually dope. It's actually something really dope.
It's been a wonderful experience, I can tell you that.
Oh, I appreciate you for coming by. You've been a great guest.
Oh, thank you.
You've been a great guest, man. No, I totally appreciate you. So for those who do want to get involved, say if they want to contribute their time, their money, or just want to make sure that they can do their part even on social media by reposting you, how can they contact you online? Like, do you have a website? Let them know what your social media handles are.
Yeah, it's www.tamara, Tamara, Georgia spelled out.com.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook, Tamara Shealey, and Tamara for Georgia. I am on Instagram, Tamara Shealey. I am on Twitter, Tamara Shealey. And now I'm on Snapchat.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. We got on Snapchat. That is hilarious.
Tamara Shealey.
That is hilarious. Matter of fact, what's your phone? I get you a Snapchat before we get on out of here.
Okay. I don't. Now you have to show me how to do this. Okay. It's like I'm still feeling like. There it is. Okay, all right, so this is the Snapchat, y'all.
All right, so we gonna snap this. Thank you very much for coming through the Cash Color Cannabis podcast today and explaining to us why we should be voting for you this November. You're going to be taking over District 40, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Sure am.
You only got 10 seconds.
Okay. See?
But this is
all new to this.
This
right?
is why it's cool, because what you're going to do is keep doing them over and over again. And the goal of social media is to keep people on your page. So more stories. So thank you for coming by and explaining why you should why we should vote for you.
Just 7% more. I'm very close. Georgia State Senate, here I come.
So thank you very much for allowing you are now the second politician who allowed us to jump in their phones and teach them how to use Snapchat.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So again, follow her on all platforms at Tamara Shealey.
Yes.
Definitely go to her website and just know just 7% more. So if you're in District 40, this is somebody you need to look at as far as casting your vote.
And I will represent all of Georgia. So wherever you are in the state of Georgia, just just tell people, get out and vote. These elections are important.
All right, that's what it is. So we're about to fade to black. Next week we got Sharon Raver with Peachtree Normal coming through. That's gonna be a party.
Yes.
Shout out to Sharon. Can't wait to see you next week. So we gonna fade to black here. Check us out next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Cash Color Campus, a high level of conversation. I'm gonna see if I can get her to look at these nails. Just give me some advice or something. You know
we
what?
Gonna pray.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do. I've been biting my nails way too long. Cash Color Campus podcast, a high level of conversation on LiveHipHopDaily.tv.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You were great.